back to part 4. You ready to hit the floor? Because we're back. I'm coming at you with more information. Alright, so, like I said, was drafting Jadeveon Clowney a mistake? Talking about the Texans and drafting him #1 overall last year.
I'll give him this year. See if he can finally produce.
Because I don't even think he had a sack when he was on the field. I think he was on the field for like 4 games. And just looked completely average.
Yeah.
Completely you wouldn't know that this guy was the most talked about college player in the past like 10 years coming out if you didn't like already know going into that just by watching his tape. Didn't look like he got any pressure. But, you know, of course he had the knee surgery and all that other shit. So,
well, he better come out and start doing something this year. You can't expect yourself to play good based on your hype.
nope. Well, thankfully for the organization, they went to that new rookie wage scale, so if they have to toss his ass because he sucks, they don't really lose that much, except for the opportunity to draft somebody better.
Yeah.
But hey, at least they didn't draft Johnny Manziel #1 overall. So there's that. Alright. Is J.J. Watt the best defensive player in the NFL?
Yes.
A resounding, assertive yes. Alright, if not J.J., who? Because, I mean, come on, you can't match that production. 20 plus sacks, 4 touchdowns. Dude's a beast. Dude's a beast.
Yeah, I don't know if not J.J. Watt.
Kuechly? Definitely the best middle linebacker in the league, especially since Pat Willie retired. Darrell Reeves and Mr. Sherman?
I was going to say, I think it might even be easier to just start who's the best at their position, because, I mean,
Yeah.
the impact that Watt makes.
Yeah.
There's other impact players. Kuechly's an impact player,
Yeah.
but nobody's on that freakish
Yeah.
level.
I would have to give the edge to Kuechly at #2 and then tie like Sherman and Reeves at #3 just because as a middle linebacker he's calling plays and calling adjustments and things. So on top of the on-field production, he also has that on his shoulders. So, I mean, Watt, granted he doesn't have that, but his just freakish production and like dude is constantly getting like double and triple teamed. He's still just terrorizing quarterbacks. And that's not even mentioning the swats.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, he's terrorizing quarterbacks, terrorizing running backs.
terrorizing kickers, terrorizing defensive backs, other defensive players. Yeah, definitely was a home run hit on that one. Alright, now Ryan Mallett, he only got 2 starts. One was pretty decent, the first one. The second one, not so much, but then it was revealed later that he tore a pectoral muscle in the warm-ups of his second start, and that's why his numbers were so shitty. I mean, if you think back to 2008, Brett Favre, when he was playing with the Jets, he started off really good. Started off like 7-2 or something like that. Then a ligament in his shoulder flopped out of place in his throwing shoulder, and he ended up throwing 20 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. But before that, he was at like 12 touchdowns and like 2 interceptions or something like that. It was good numbers. So having something fuck up on your throwing side, whether it be a chest, shoulder, or anything in here, can really mess up a quarterback. That being said, can Ryan Mallett be their guy? Or are we going to be talking about the Houston Texans looking for a quarterback next year? Whether it be Christian Hackenberg or Connor Cook or somebody else.
If he's not their guy, they're going to have to look for a quarterback. You can't rely on Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a very small sample size. It's kind of like a Johnny Manziel size sample size. Small joke.
I would take Mallett over Manziel.
But technically, Manziel is taller than I am. Just put that into perspective. And how small he looks out there with all those other guys.
Looks like a midget.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Looks like me out there.
I don't know. I kind of want him to be, just because he was a third-round pick and he played some, pretty good ball at Arkansas, and he looked pretty good, pretty decent in that first start. I mean, the guy hasn't really, even though he's been in the league for 4 years, he hasn't had a chance to do anything because Tom Brady was his guy in front of him.
Come on, what about Tom Savage?
Is that a serious question?
Totally.
I need to find a new partner. No, legitimately though, I don't know. Tom didn't did he even play last year? Can't show the brand. Although I'm pretty sure that green ring gives it away. No, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen anything. I mean, people were talking about him last year, but
Heck, the guy's done everything else so far. Let's put Watt at quarterback. He's going to be impossible to take down. It's going to be hard to sack him.
I wouldn't want to tackle him. He sees you coming. He's gonna pull a Kali from Kali from The Longest Yard. He'll pull up and boot you in the chest and then throw a touchdown. And you're gonna get Nelson from Family Guy. But yeah, great, yeah. I want to see Watt play running back. All right. Enough talk about the Texans. Moving on to the
if you got in the second level, what defensive back is going to take him down?
God. Honestly, I don't even know if the linebacker could take him down by himself. I mean, I know Luke Kuechly's a tackling machine, but I think the machine might get broke. Alright, moving on to the Colts. Would you say Andrew Luck right now is a top 5 QB? Obviously being a little biased, Aaron Rodgers is number 1. But he's also the MVP. He's also been the best quarterback. He's got the best QBR in the regular season of all time. But stats beside the point. We're just biased.
Stats as the point. Compare his stats through his time in the league. Anybody else?
That's for another time. This is not supposed to be like the NFC. All right. So, I think we can both agree. Aaron Rodgers number 1.
Rodgers, Brady.
Brady, as much as you may not like his personality, you gotta respect the man's ability.
I don't like the guy, but I'm not gonna.
You gotta respect the man's ability to make those around him better. Vastly better. Man brought out the best in Randy Moss. Randy motherfucking Moss. The guy who created a catchphrase whenever you made a spectacular catch over someone or around someone of, you just got mossed. He made that guy look better. I wouldn't put Drew Brees above him anymore. If you've watched our show, you know I'm not a fan of Peyton Manning, which I recently learned. Peyton Manning is an asshole. I've always disliked the guy. I never knew why, but then I read about this incident he had in college where he basically put his nutsack on top of this poor trainer's head and then wrote about it in his book. He said, I was just mooning a guy. And then she's like, no, you weren't. I'm suing your ass. She sued him and won. What does that tell you? It happened. Dude put his nutsack on her forehead. She was checking to see if he had a stress fracture or something. She was behind. He just drops his drawers, puts his ass on her head and his nutsack on her forehead, right there, on her forehead.
Really?
Really? Really? Dude is an asshole. Fuck Peyton Manning. Anyways, Peyton Manning's not top 5. Dude should fucking retire. Wet noodle of an arm.
So I would go.
You don't have to put him in any order, but does he break the top 5?
Right now, yes.
I mean, I can't really think. off the top of my head anyone who I'd rather have on my team behind Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, who I'd rather have at quarterback that's obviously active. I mean, you wouldn't say Phillip Rivers, you sure as hell wouldn't say Eli Manning. Drew Brees a couple years back, maybe. Now, not so much.
Honestly, I still think I'd put Roethlisberger in the top 5 right now.
Maybe, yeah. And I'd say Andrew's probably better than Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
So that's 4. So who would be like number 5?
That's tough.
Phillip Rivers on a good day?
On a good day, based on last year's, let's just look at last year. Much as I hate to say it, I would put Romo in that spot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah.
Much as I hate to say
Yeah,
it.
because he actually had a better like QBR than Aaron. Yeah, he was comparable to Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, Tony Romo. Yeah, because none of these other guys. No, Russell Wilson, hell no. No. Yeah. Okay. So Aaron, Tom, Andrew, Big Ben, Tony Romo. Not necessarily in that order. Joe says in that order, but top 5. How much longer? I mean, of course, he just got signed. First season in Indy. Frank Gore. How long can he be that Band-Aid for their run game?
2 years.
That probably sounds about right. 2 more years, over 1,000 yards. Get somebody in there, start tutoring, and then let them take over. Maybe they split carries, both get 700 to show a piece. Yards, not carries.
Yeah, as much as they chunk the ball around with luck, that ain't gonna happen.
No. But yeah, that sounds good. 2 years, yeah. Do they have a successful first round? The past couple years, they haven't really had a lot of success in the first round. I mean, they picked that like German guy, Bjorner, out of Florida State a couple years ago. Trent Richardson was their first round pick last year because they traded their first round to the Browns to get him. So can they have? That's why in the chaos I said Eddie Goldman, because he's an FSU player.
Yeah.
And some people say he shouldn't be drafted in the first round. He's an early second rounder. And they have a tendency of doing that. So I was just like, seems like a Colts thing to do. Draft an FSU player that may be boom or bust. But
They gotta break the mold at some point. Well, but this year, who knows? What does it matter? They got Andrew Luck, man. The best got Brett Favre mojo.
they gotta get better. Andrew can't do it all on his own. He almost did this year, but the Patriots kind of fucked that up. All right. Hopefully, they can turn things around. I don't know, but come back. Enjoy us again. Part 5.